Alright, well, that was really a pain in the butt. Hopefully, that's the hardest thing we ever have to do, is put that damn belt on there. As I said in the last video, there seems to be a wide range on belt sizes within a few millimeters of each other, centimeters of each other or so. So check your fitment. If you're having a really tight one, look for a different belt manufacturer. They seem to change. So since we're waiting for parts, we're going to go ahead and tackle the AOS today. Hopefully it goes easier. So I'm going to hook the battery back up, bring the top up so I can get to the AOS, and we'll see how much of a challenge this becomes. Alright, so we got our top up, and there is the offending little guy. So we have to pinch this little clamp coming off of that thing right there, and then down inside there there's supposed to be another one, and then there's some I believe they're M10s or E10s. I can't remember what the lettering is on it. So we got a couple of hoses. This one on the side, one on the bottom, and 2 E10s. So I'm going to pull off the passenger side wheel here, because from what I saw, there's actually some access to get to the bottom clamp from the bottom. So we're going to try that. So, and that's about as far as I can get my top to open up and give me space. So hopefully, I don't think it goes much farther. But alright, so we'll start with that. We're going to start with the bottom and work our way to the top. Alright, so there is the AOS right there, and there's a bolt. Wonder what that bolt's about. But it looks like I can reach it from here. I'm going to try to get that bolt out of there. I haven't worked on anything over there, so I'm not sure what that bolt's about. So let me get that out of there. And then it looks like I can get that clamp off on the bottom. Alright, now that I zoomed in a bit, it appears to be a hose clamp. Okay. So somebody has worked on that once before. Definitely been up in there. So yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a bolt sticking up. It's just a hose clamp. What a pain in the ass. Alright, so maybe I can reach that hose clamp from the top with a super long extension, maybe? Who knows? But yeah, definitely somebody's been in there. Somebody has replaced that once. It is supposed to be a service item. Doesn't look like the bolt's been changed in a long time, considering how dusty and dirty that shit is. So yeah, I don't know. So let me figure out if I can get to it from the top. If I can get to that screw from the top, then I will do it from the top. If not, I'll go ahead and pull the hose clamp off right there. Alright, so let's look down. Can't really see too much. That is one of the bolts that we need to get out of there. And that kind of looks like a star bit. Let's see if I can focus. Oh, nope. So it's definitely not what initially I thought it was supposed to be. And can we see that clamp down there? Is that it? Nope. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe once I get those clamps out, I can see a little bit better. So we have the one bolt on this side, and there's another one on the other side. Okay, it might be hard to see. Let's see if I can get it near enough. But not that hose. So that hose is covered in oil. And that's the other one we have to reach down and unclamp. Of course, it's under this braided one and impossible to see from this angle, but that's the other one we need to get to. All right, from the top, it looks like one is an Allen bolt holding the AOS in, and the other looks like some sort of nut or bolt. At least that's what it looks like from what I can see. So I'm going to come down here and see if I can get that bottom plastic hose disconnected from the bottom, because I can't seem to get my fingers on it from the top. You can definitely see a lot of oil coming down from that tube there, and then it comes all the way down. So I'm not sure if that's all part of the AOS, but it definitely sure looks like it. So we're going to try to maybe remove that one connector right there, the plug connector, and get us access to that bottom clip. All right, so it's just a pinch and a squeeze, and then we were able to disconnect it from that plug right wherever it went, right there. Now it looks like I might have a little bit more access to get to that other clip. Of course, it's nasty. Okay, so sitting with my lap pretty much under the wheel here, I can reach through here with my left hand, and I can get to both that bottom clamp, the silver one, and that plastic push clip on the AOS. Now, it'd be great if I could see it, but right now we'll just have to kind of do it by feel. And it feels like that silver clamp, I can't tell what size it is with my fingertip, but it definitely is a common screwdriver. So if I get a small common screwdriver, I should be able to fit it in there. And it feels like I have enough room to work. The bottom of the AOS, that push, the one that you have to push together, I can get my hand on it. The weird part is it just seems like it's at the wrong angle, and I'm trying to pinch it with my fingertips. Yeah, I don't think I can quite get it there. Maybe once I unbolt the AOS and it lifts up a little bit, then I can get it out. So first I'll take the hose clamp off, then I'll unbolt the AOS from its mounting point, and then once it gets up, I think I can get that bottom hose off without too much more hassle. So we'll see. So far we're about 20 minutes into just figuring out where we need to be to get everything fitted. But I will be back once I get some headway made. Might be hard to see. Trying to, so I can turn it by hand just a little bit. It's hard to see it, and hard to actually get a good angle on it. All right, I gotta move the camera so I can see it with my head. All right. So, with my left hand in there, I'm able to get on there with the little stubby, and I can get it to turn. And I'm using the camera as my eyes because I can't get my head in there. It's pretty loose. Yep, it's pretty loose. All right. So I think I have it turned enough that it should slide off when I go ahead and pull. Double check. Yep, it definitely moved. So I should be able to turn that by finger now, get that out of there, or at least get it off enough. And then I'll go up on top and get the 2 bolts that hold the support bracket. And then I should be able to get back in here and grab that bottom one once it's up a little bit, because it's just at a weird angle. All right, yeah. So I can turn that hose clamp now by finger. It's only finger on there. It's super loose. All right, so let's go up on top and see if we can get those 2 mounting bolts out of there. All right, so I just tried an M7 and it seems to be too big. So now I need to look for a 6. All right, so I got the 1 out and it ended up being a 5 mil on that side. So I'm gonna put this in place so I don't lose it. Let's see. I'll put it in my pocket. That way I'll lose it and I won't know where it's at. Now I just gotta figure out what the other one is. It does not look like it's an M5. And we'll have to get in there and see. Let's put this clamp back. So I'm gonna crawl back up there and see if I can see the other one. But it kind of looked like a 10 mil. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll find out in a second. Okay, let's see. Can we see down in there at all? Not really. What from this angle? Not really. Trying to see if I can see anything. That's it right there, right? Maybe. Nope. All right, I can't really tell, but it definitely does not look, from whatever I can see, it does not look like a Allen. So I'm going to say it's a 10 mil. At least that's what it looks like from what I can glimpse of it. I kind of think that's it right there, but I can't get a good picture on it. All right, I'm going to stick a 10 mil in there and see what happens. All right, so it might be hard to see, but that is a 10 mil. I'm on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of there. All right, so I was wrong. That was not a 10 that was holding it. It was another 5 mil. The 5 mil was just so buried under oil and crud I couldn't see it. So I got it out, and it might be hard to tell, or it might not be. That is super oily. That one is super oily. Yeah, pulled right out, so that wasn't too bad. But I don't know if it's supposed to. It sounds like it's. I don't know if that's supposed to make that noise. But we'll check it against the new one. Maybe I'll cut this off and see what's going on in there. Can't really see. So let me grab the new one and see if it makes any noise. Alright, so here's our new one. It looks just like the old one, except it doesn't make any funny noises. It's not all full of oil. So yeah, I don't know if the other one's... What's up with the other one? This is a Europro part. I don't know. It came from Pelican, I believe. So yeah, we're going to work on getting that bad boy back in there. I think I've been working on that for about an hour. It would have gone a lot smoother if I would have found that second bolt right away, but yeah, the one that's on the inside was covered, covered in oil and stuff. I couldn't even see it. So we'll work them back in, and we'll see about getting everything plugged back in and go from there. So as I was transferring the parts, the tube over and stuff over from the old one to the new one, I stuck my finger in the little tube. I don't know if you can see that. It's not, there it goes. There's a lot of oil in there. So I'm hoping that was my whistling sound I was hearing after running the car for a while. And I'm hoping that all the excess smoke I was starting to see is this bad boy. I wish there was a way, somebody probably knows how to read these part numbers and tell me what year this particular one is. This says 99610702601. So is that an 01 part? This is an 03 car, so I don't think that would make sense because I believe the earlier models had a different part, unless this was like retrofitted from a different car. It does say in MHO Germany, so I'm assuming it's original German part. But yeah, it really smells like oil. So that one, I don't like to cut open the bellow and see if it's bad. But we're going to go ahead and get this one back in. Hopefully it goes in smoother than it came out. Okay, so first thing I did is just drop the AOS into the hole. I put the bottom flex tube on, and now I'm going to put the bottom little curved one back in its spot. And then hopefully everything stays in position and I can set it back into its hole and put the bolts in. Alright, so we ditched the bottom spring clamp and went with a worm style. I know it's not PC for a Porsche, but I just couldn't get my tool in there to put it back on. So I have the upper hose back connected. I have the lower hose back connected. I put the lower hose on from the bottom. Seemed to be, for me, the best angle. Oops. Okay, so all I got left, of course now the sun's going to be in my damn eyes, is to put the two bolts in and tighten that down. So I'm hoping I can get in there without dropping them on the ground. We will see, and then we'll figure out if we can tighten them up. I can't even focus on it. Everything is so... Now the sun is right in the damn way. Alright, so we got the two hose clamps on there. I got that tight. It feels like the AOS is sitting flush and bottomed out, but the nuts don't, or the bolts don't want to turn anymore, but the little washers still spin kind of freely. So I'm not sure what the hell that's about, but I can't tighten it up anymore, and I sure in the hell don't want to strip those out. But yeah, everything's plugged back in that we unplugged, so we are good. So hopefully once we get the coolant lines in, we'll be able to get this thing started up again and see if that helps some of that smoke. Alright, well, it wasn't overly bad. Just confusing with all the different models and videos that I watched. There's a lot of different information on how people do this. So I found it was easiest to take the two bolts out at the top along with the upper hose, and then get the bottom hose and the bottom two hoses off, and then pull the thing out. All total, it was about an hour and a half. Everything is back together now. So yeah, so I got all my tools cleaned up. Well, all of them but my grabber tool. Got all my tools cleaned up. I'm going to go ahead and put the top back in its normal position, and we will be done for now. And then once we get the rest of the parts, we'll put everything back together one final time. Alright, so top back down, all the cables are reattached. Again, that wasn't overly bad, just more fiddly crap than anything. But yeah, so kind of curious on seeing how this one is put together on the inside. Maybe I'll try to cut it open. But it definitely had a lot of oil in it. Not pouring out oil, but everything was oily. So, alright. That is AOS on a POS. So, yeah, for me, going through this passenger side fender well over the axle and up to get the bottom part done was much easier than going just through the top and reaching around everything. I just couldn't get my hand on it. Once I got it up a little bit, it was just fine. So we're going to throw the wheel back on and call this a day. Thanks for watching.